The history of Oprah Winfrey. Oprah, who we all know, is also Cameroon history. She's Adien Bamileke. Don Cheadle, Adien Iwondo. Angela Bassett, our queen actress, is a history of Cameroon. She's Adien Massa. History of astronaut Ronald McNair. The first African-American astronaut. It's also the history of Cameroon because he is a DNA Hausa, not from Nigeria, not from Ghana, from Cameroon. But if Cameroon was not a major victim, how then can we explain that Cameroon has a diaspora that is bigger than that of Senegal, based on the data that we have today, bigger than Ghana, bigger than Angola? Cameroon is an opening really for us to revisit and write a history from an African perspective. Maybe you all should think of a way to come up with a test that we can take while we are alive. Because Africa is very general. We want to go back to our villages. We want to know our families. We want to know our names.
Today I am using this very clean Q-tip with no one else's DNA to swab my jaw to find out where my roots are. I've often thought about and wondered where my family's from. I've had several readings from shamans and different priests in Africa, different places. My mother is 4th generation Dallas. I'm 5th generation Dallas, Texas. My grandmother and her sisters and brothers also grew up there. Her mother and her mother was from Oklahoma. Half Native American.
We have a surprise here for you today. It's gonna be amazing. You're gonna be so surprised to see what was discovered about you. The Bamileke area, which is also the grassland area of Cameroon, is a vast land. The lineage of your mother came from that area.
I found out that I am from a wonderful tribe in Africa, Bamileke people living in Cameroon, which means the grass-filled people.
One of the remarkable things about our culture, a child is a child to all mothers back home. And if you ever happen to run into any mother back home, that mom is going to treat you the same way like she would treat her own biological daughter. They
have one motif, and that is that it takes a village to raise a child. That's just an African tradition, African American, period. That's just some of the things that we practiced in our native land, we brought with us, and they just passed down from generation to generation.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Very, very happy to have this crowd here.
What is your name?
Simon.
Simon?
Bajingsi.
Bajingsi.
That sounds Russian, but it's Cameroon.
And also I learned that my tribe's people have a problem with being on time. Wait a minute, everybody be quiet, 1 minute.
During the colonial days, the British were very good at timekeeping. I worked with them. During the colonial days, the British I'm from the English-speaking part of Cameroon. 8 o'clock was 8 o'clock. 5 minutes late, you're in trouble.
What about grassy field people?
The grassy people about time?
Yes.
No, I said they are poor time. You say 8 o'clock, you see people come out at 9, 10.
This is wonderful. This is help from Africa. Telling y'all to leave me the hell alone about time. The man just said time is for white people. I've said it in several interviews. Thank you.
That's the reality.
I see you when I see you. I started working on my new album, and I knew I was going to record it in Africa. And I remembered around the same time that I was getting my results back too. So it all kind of works together. Now definitely I have to go to Cameroon, find some good drummers. All along the way, the ancestors led me to set up all these things so that it would work out, because I think that there's an important thing I'm supposed to do next. The traditional dance of the Juju performers is not really about style and technique at all. The dance of Africa is about the feeling and evoking the energies and spirits of the ancestors that love and protect us and want to see us do well.
Pretty much he called on God and thanked him for bringing us all here this evening. And he said that we all have one culture and that God should continue to bless us and he should take everybody back home safely.
Yes.
Just to summarize it.
Being able to single out exactly where I walked, or where my ancestors walked, what we smelled and what we heard, or what attracts us, the colors and the fabrics. These are the things that I vibrate toward naturally, you know, the frequencies of these things. And there's one call I do on stage. This happens to be also the call of the tribe as well. So some things are just in us. I have to realize I do so much alone in my career. Like the Grammys, I'm getting ready, a song, I'm getting ready. But this is like something that encompasses my whole family, like everyone on my mom's side. Right. So I'm gonna go back home with this news to them. And it's just gonna be amazing. It's different, like my path is now different. I never really was so concerned about where I was from, you know, physically. It really didn't register as something I needed to do because I'm satisfied with, you know, knowing, just the knowing that I'm a part of the all, everything. You know, everything is matter, everything. And didn't understand why that really quite mattered until I went to the home of the people, the same people where I come from. You know, it's just another piece to help me become a better Erica in America.